In this video, we'll learn how to search for approximate word patterns in the columns. For example, you want to filter all rows with names starting with J. We are going to see how to do that. We'll talk about the way to operate on variables containing characters. Those variables are called string in all of programming language. For example, you can do x equals big and y equals small. If you do x greater than y, what R will do is compare these two variables, and if x is alphabetically before y, then it will be true. If x is alphabetically above y, then it will be false. So in this case, if this one starts with B and this one starts with S, so of course x comes before y in the dictionary, and that's why you get x greater than y is true. And similarly, let's say you have x equal big and y equal big. You can also do x equal y, and in this case, when you do x equals y, then the value of x will be equal to y. Now here they're equal already, but in a situation where you are doing x equals y and they're not equal, after that operation x will be equal to y. But when you put two equals, R is going to check whether x and y are equal, and then it will give you true if they're equal and false if they're not equal. Now to do more interesting things with these strings, you will need to use this library called string R, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. String R is a very versatile library. You can do many different string operations. I'll show you only 4 functions which are useful for processing spreadsheets. So first one is str to upper, and it converts a string and all of its characters to uppercase. Similarly, you have str underscore to underscore lower, which will convert all characters to the lowercase. Let's see with an example. So x is James, x percent greater percent str to upper. To use percent greater percent, you have to load tidyverse, which I already did. And you can see that the entire string gets converted into a capital form. And similarly, if you do string to lower, str to lower, everything will get converted into lowercase. Now, this is important because when you are comparing a number of names or number of cities and all those things, sometimes you'll find that one name is written in all cap, another name is written in first letter cap, and other letters small, and all those things. And to create some kind of uniformity, it's preferable to convert everything to upper or everything to lower and then do the comparison. For example, you are comparing between two names and they are both James, but one has J capital AMES, the other one has all small. If you do this conversion and then compare, then the names will be shown as equal. The other function that I want to show is str underscore sub. So let's say you have a string that is Washington, DC, and str sub will give you a sub string. So here is how it works. Str sub and then 1, 2, 5. And what you get is the first 5 letters. Now, one thing to remember is in Python, you have the first location marked as 0, position 0, and then position 1 as the second location. In R, the first position is position 1, and then it continues upward. So 1 to 5 means first 5 letters. If you do X str sub 3 to 10, it will be starting from position 3, so S, and then goes all the way to position 10. The other function, the remaining function that I'll cover is called str_detect, and this function compares the string with some pattern and tell you whether the pattern is matching or not. And one important component of this is you can use the pattern as a regular expression, and that means you can use a number of approximate functions to do this search. So let's say I have these x equals c. I'm creating a vector of different names. So let's say James, John, and Juan, and Charles. So these are the 4 names. I want to find out which of these names are starting with J. But first, let's do something where I want to find all names which have J in them. So the pattern is J. And then do X %, str detect pattern. So what this will do is find all of these names where one letter is J. And as it happens, the first letter is in the capital, so the pattern is matching the first letter. If you make your pattern E and then do X %, pattern, the first and the last one have E somewhere in them, and the middle 2 do not have any E. So you get true, false, true, false. True, false, false, true. The other one, let's say my pattern is starting with J instead of J somewhere. So to tell that it's starting with, you use this symbol, this caret symbol, that means it's starting with. Now if you do str detect pattern, true, 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 false. What I mentioned before is you can convert everything to upper and then do this search, which will not change the result, but usually I convert everything to upper.